right, today on the 4th episode of B&E with FreezRokSki, we welcome a financial wizard, credit repair specialist, Chicago native, and leader in his field. Let's give it up for George Millionaire McCoy. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on, bro.
Hey, appreciate you letting us into your world, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anytime.
Yeah, we're excited to have you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're really excited to have you today. Let's get right into it, man. So you're originally from Chicago, right?
Yes, sir. The South Side.
South Side of Chicago.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about growing up in Chicago.
Man, I grew up, in a place called the Hood. Hopefully you never have to go there. But yeah, I grew up in the Hood.
Where at about?
83rd and Cottage Grove.
Okay.
So I'm from Chatham. It's a neighborhood inside of Chicago called Chatham. I got took away from my mom and my grandma at the age of 6. So we got taken away, put into foster care. Dad left, mom on drugs. Foster care came and took me out of 1st grade, out of the lunchroom. I'll never forget.
Wow.
He snatched me up, put me in the back of the cop car. 2 days later, I was in a house or an apartment like down the street. So it was crazy. But yeah, I grew up in the foster care system in Chicago for like 10 years, from 6 to 16.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Chatham, I know that you did a Chatham mixtape.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so it wasn't actually rapping on the mixtape, but it was a financial literacy mixtape. So one of my favorite artists is Tupac.
Of course.
He got an album called Strictly For My.
Of course.
So I did one.
And this was strictly for the Chatham mixtape.
Strictly for Chatham. And it was really a free masterclass. So I got a mentorship where I teach everything that I do as far as credit, making money and stuff. I usually had a mentorship for about $1,300, but I did it for my neighborhood for free for that one day.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You got to give back to your community.
Man, I try to every year, multiple times, and I try to do better each time.
Hey, we get 1% better every day. We just keep getting better.
No, for sure. Absolutely.
So how'd you get into credit repair?
Man, well, I'm educated, went to college, didn't get a job in my degree field. Hustling was just the thing to do. It was better than a 9-to-5, even though I did have a 9-to-5 at the same time. And I just kept getting in trouble. And I realized the streets ain't really for me if I keep getting caught. I'm not getting rich, and I keep getting caught. So, that's what they got the sidewalks for. So I got on the sidewalk, and I looked into entrepreneurship. And I didn't really know how to get into entrepreneurship because I didn't have money to start selling something or having some type of product-based business. So I knew I had to do something that was service-based. And this was back in 2016, where it wasn't a whole lot of social media gurus that's teaching and
no, there weren't really many at all back then.
It wasn't a lot back then. But I ran into one. His name was Alfred Nixon. Well, his name is Alfred Nixon.
Alfred Nixon.
And that was my first entrepreneurial mentor. My first mentor is Gucci Mane.
Okay.
My real first mentor. But my first entrepreneurial, legal, legit mentor, Alfred Nixon. And he was standing in front of this all-white A8 Audi. And he had on this nice, custom-made, tailored suit.
Looking sharp.
Looking super sharp. And he was saying in the caption that he's looking to coach 5 new people for the month of, I think this was March 2016, I want to say. And, I was a little skeptical, but I started looking through his page and I'm listening to how he talked. He just didn't seem like a scam. So I reached out to him and we partnered up in this credit repair business where I would basically go out and refer people to the credit repair company that he was a vice president of, and I'd get a commission.
Okay.
And that's how I started off in my legal entrepreneurship journey.
So you mentioned he was one of your mentors.
Yeah.
And Gucci as well. So
yeah.
Was Gucci actually, you guys were physically in
No.
He was a mentor from afar, because we all have those.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. But this is somebody every song he dropped, mixtape, underground, a verse, a feature. I used to be the guy telling people yo, you can't name a Gucci Mane verse that I don't know. And it was just watching him come from the bottom, coming off not seeming as bright or as clever with his words, or corporate, I should say. He wasn't as corporate. He was straight street, but it was just so authentic and raw. And you just see him come up, no matter what adversity, no matter what situations he was going through. He just kept elevating, and I just fell in love with that story. So yeah, that's one of my that is my first mentor. That I can really say, like, I was idolizing this celebrity. I don't really idolize celebrities and stuff like that, but Gucci Mane for sure, I can say that.
No, I feel you. I feel the same way. And, you know, like, forget about what his allegations are. Russell Simmons was a mentor of mine.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so
yeah.
So I like Gucci Mane because 10/17, that's my birthday.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's my birthday. So I like that. So what's your favorite Gucci song? I'm just one. What's like one you can't get enough of? That you still play?
It's a song. It's a mixtape. It's an old song. Like this, like 2006 Gucci. It's called Ice Attack. He got a mixtape called Ice Attack, and it's Ice Attack 1 and Ice Attack 2. But on the first one, the very last song is called Ice Attack.
Okay.
I still listen to that. Like
I haven't even heard that one.
A lot of people don't know.
Yeah, never heard of it.
They'll be the best ones. The ones everybody don't know.
So keep that Ice Attack. If you guys haven't heard it out there.
That's up.
Yeah. So mentorship. What was the guy's name again? The other
Alfred Nixon.
Alfred Nixon.
Yes.
So, in addition to Alfred Nixon, do you have any other mentors?
Yeah, absolutely. I got a ton of them now, but
any you want to speak about?
The main one is somebody who I listen to daily, and just somebody who I call pinnacle level leadership. His name is David Imonitier. So
David Imonitier.
Imonitier. He's from Houston, Texas.
Okay.
He's a Nigerian.
Yeah, his last name, I figured.
Yeah. So he's Nigerian. He's from Houston, Texas. And he's one of the top earners. He's the #1 African-American earner in the from-home business industry.
Oh, wow.
So like network marketing and things of that nature, he's the #1 African-American earner. And just pinnacle level leadership, just everything he exudes is excellence and just grace. You know, he's just a different type of breed.
Okay. Yeah. We'll have to go check him out as well.
Definitely.
Wow. So what's kind of his thing? What does he help you? How does he help you exactly?
So with David, I met him and partnered with him with a previous company that I started doing after the credit repair company I was referring people to. So I was referring people to the credit repair company, and even though I got to a position where I was making a couple of $1,000s a month, I realized I'm bringing this company hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and it just wasn't making sense at that time.
You weren't getting broke off enough from what you were putting in.
I would say because I was starting down here, I was in the beginning, but I felt like at a certain point, I'm up here now. So it just was a good time for me to go ahead and pivot. And a good friend of mine, my boy Riyad Jones, shout out Riyad. Riyad introduced me to David.
Oh.
And David had this idea of, hey, look, we got a company, a platform that teaches people about Forex education and cryptocurrency. So the Forex is cool. Some people are good at trading. Some people are not. It's a great stigma about Forex, and it's a bad stigma too.
Sure.
But crypto is undeniable. We were talking about Bitcoin in this company when Bitcoin was worth less than like $2,000. And now we see Bitcoin is worth, about 60, 70K now. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what's one of your favorite cryptos?
XRP.
XRP. Yeah, that's my favorite crypto.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So what would you tell people if they were going to get into crypto, and what would you advise them? Get some XRP, or what would you say?
Yeah, definitely. XRP right now about 45, 50 cents, something
yeah, it's
around
cheap.
That. Real cheap right now, but the technology, even though the world hasn't caught up to the technology yet, the technology is it's undeniable. Being able to exchange one currency to another currency at the speed of light, they should have been had that. We
absolutely
have companies like MoneyGram and Western Union that take fees, and your money ain't really moving. Right, they'll take a fee and they'll wait for the money to move, and they'll make some money on top of it. Right. Then you got like sending a Zelle and Apple Pay. Well, we could do that here in America, but I can't send somebody an Apple Pay or a Zelle. Let's say in like London. I don't know about Apple Pay, but I know I can't send a Zelle to somebody in
just
Tokyo.
Only in the States right now.
So yeah, XRP kind of defeats that purpose, and it doesn't just do it for peer to peer. It does it for companies, governments, banks. Where you can send large volumes of money from one currency to another currency and then switch out just like that. So that technology is just undeniable. You know it's going to be something, and it's there. And it's so many partnerships that Brad Garland House and the whole XRP Ripple family, they just got too many partnerships to be denied. But the price hasn't exploded yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Do you know the presidential candidate, RFK Jr.?
Yeah.
He's talking about XRP, and he wants to implement it into our way of life and everything.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I've been listening to him talk about it, and it's pretty interesting. He's the only presidential candidate I've ever heard mention XRP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a few talk about Bitcoin, but
yeah, but not much. And then I'll tell you another one of my favorite.
You need to get my vote.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, give him a chance and check him out. See what you think. You know, I don't want to persuade any political on here, but
yeah.
I'll tell you another person that's really into XRP, even has a song that mentions it, is Lil Russell. Yeah, he's really up on XRP and like kind of pushing it out to people. So I've got quite a few people in my circle that believe in XRP too, man. And I got a few hundred XRP. I don't got a lot, but
I got tens of thousands.
Yeah, I figured.
I've been stacking them since like 2017, and I really need to buy some more, honestly. But
yeah, the price is pretty low right now. I mean, it's gone up to $1.50 maybe.
Yeah, in the recent years. But the lawsuits that they had kind of suppressed.
Yeah, what do you think? You think that lawsuit's gonna get settled this year, or?
Yeah, it should. It should.
Because it's been dragging for like 3 years. Yeah, at least. Yeah. All right, let's talk about credit repair for a second. Back in 2021, your credit score was 490. 3 years later, you had an 800. How did you achieve that? What's the formula?
Man, so first off, you got to make a decision. You got to decide that this is what I'm going to do. No matter what's going to happen, I'm going to focus on making sure my credit is good, and I'm going to sacrifice. I'm not going to try to do too much too quick. So the very first thing that I did was actually analyze my credit report. I had to look through my credit report and see what are the things on the actual report that is affecting my score in a negative way. What are the things on my credit report that's affecting my score in a positive way? So I identified all of that. And I used free platforms, Experian.com. I was able to see the full credit report for Experian on there. And creditkarma.com, I was able to see TransUnion and Equifax.
Yeah, so all three, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I went through all three. I was looking primarily at the negative items that I had. So I had some student loans on one of my credit reports that was showing negative, but on the other two, they were showing positive. So I knew on the one credit report where it was reporting negative, I had to get those removed. Then I had maybe like an old Wells Fargo card that I had back in the day that, you know, young, run up a $1,500 balance, go overdraft or over fees, over the $1,500 credit limit, don't even pay it, had something like that. A few more negative items on there. It wasn't a ton of negative items, but it was enough to have my score at 490.
Yeah, it's pretty low.
Nothing on there positive. So the first thing was focusing on getting those things removed. So I used the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and I looked through the credit reports to find any type of inaccuracies that was on each one of those accounts, and I was just sending dispute letters disputing the accounts. But we were able to get them all removed. In the first month, I watched my score go from a 490 to a 699.
Wow. In
1 month of just sending out disputes.
How'd that feel?
Man, talk about, what's the word? Euphoria. It definitely felt good. I was like, sheesh, I couldn't believe it. I never seen my score 690 anything.
Right.
So yeah, that was crazy. It was a great feeling.
I'd say most people back then didn't even, like 4 or 5 years ago, most people didn't even know their credit score. I think Credit Karma and Experian now coming up, people are more savvy about it now. But like, I didn't know my credit score until maybe 2018.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of us, we able to still get a car without necessarily using our credit. We'll get an apartment and paying whatever the first month bill is and paying that same amount in a deposit, that just became normal.
Yeah.
But now that I got this 699 credit score, you know, I'm moving to places and they telling me it's no deposit and they're going to throw me a free month.
Free month,
I'm like, damn, I didn't even know I could do it like that. That's crazy. So Shit, I mean, yeah, credit is power, but yeah, that was that very first thing, just getting those negative items off the report. But that's only one of three very important parts.
What are the other two?
The other two parts, after you get the negative things off, or even while you're getting the negative things off, you got to add on positive accounts. So back then, I didn't know about primary trade lines that you can add to your credit that's not going to give you a hard inquiry. That's what I teach now. But back then, I just started with 2 secured credit cards. Started off with a $200 Discover secured credit card and a $200 Capital One secured credit card. And I just kept the utilization low. So even though I'll use the credit cards, you got the due date for each credit card where you got to make the minimum payment. On that date, I will pay the card down to a $0 balance. I would never just pay the minimum balance. I will pay it off completely. And then I don't start back using that card until the day after what is called the reporting date or the statement date. That's the date where they send that information, whatever's going on with that account, to the credit bureaus.
Oh, so it would show a zero.
So it'll show that I got a $200 credit limit, but I'm using zero of it.
Yeah.
So the utilization is at 0%, which gives me all those points.
Makes you look like you're responsible.
Make me look like I'm responsible. Make me look like I don't need the credit. It's crazy. That's how credit works. They want to give you the money, but you got to make it look like you don't really need to use it.
Oh, that's
you
the
start
secret.
to use it too much, or you show that you need a lot of credit and you get a whole lot of hard inquiries, that's when your credit score goes down. So keeping the utilization low, keeping the payments on time, and I did that for about 6 months, and then they raised my limits. Discover sent me my $200 back in a check, and they raised it to an $1,800 limit.
Oh, wow.
Capital One,
That's a big jump.
Yeah, definitely. Capital One, it took them a nice little minute to raise my limits or even give me my security deposit back. I don't really recommend Capital One. And it gave me an inquiry on all 3 credit reports. I didn't really know about that back then. So I don't really recommend Capital One when you first started off, but that's what I did. And I started from there.
Hey, but it worked for you.
It worked.
If someone was only able to get credit or a Capital One, it wouldn't be so bad, right?
Yeah.
If that was their only choice.
Yeah, Capital One, they are relatively easy to get approved. I did get my auto loan, one of my recent auto loans. I got that through them around this time when I fixed my credit. It was like a high interest rate though, like 17%, but I didn't really care about that. I knew I could refinance it later. I was more so just trying to show that I can be responsible with making car payments. So then after 6 months to a year of making payments on there, I know I can go to a different bank and get the type of auto loan that I really want, get the car that I really want, which
Nice.
I did that too. But
you said there was a third step.
Yeah.
What was the third step?
So after we remove the negative items, then we're going to add positive items, right? Positive accounts on, which I didn't really get into the positive accounts that I would add on knowing what I know now, but I'll come back to that. But the third thing after you do that, now you want to add age. Credit age is the third most important factor that makes up your credit report and your credit score. But I just got these 2 secure cards. I just got this auto loan, and all of them are new accounts. So my age is low. How can I add on age? Do I got to just wait until these accounts, age over time? No, you can actually get what is called authorized user trade lines, where you can piggyback off of somebody else's credit, and then the payment history reflects on your credit. The utilization reflects on your credit. The credit limits reflects on your credit. But the most important part about the authorized user trade lines, in my opinion, is the fact that the age also reflects on your credit. So I got an older sister, shout out my sister. She's 16 years older than me. So ever since I was a teenager, she had credit. So she's been building credit for well over 20 years. So she's got credit cards that's like never had a late payment, high limits, but more importantly, 15, 16, 17, 20 years on them. I had her
really good.
Add me to 3 of them. Now, she didn't want to add me to these credit cards at first because she knows me for having bad credit. She knows that I messed up a Wells Fargo card. She knows that, I wasn't responsible with my credit when I was younger, but I let her know, like, you can add me on as an authorized user.
And you don't have to use her credit.
I don't have to use the cards. I don't have to use the
She
credit.
just keeps on doing her good credit, and you get the benefits.
I get the benefits. So she added me on as an authorized user. She got the cards mailed to her, so she got possession of the cards, because they're going to mail out cards in my name.
Yeah.
But she can have them mailed to her. So I don't have access to the accounts, but I do get access to the actual accounts on my credit file. And then my age boosts up. And that will help me go from a 699 well into like a 740.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a good jump, too.
Yeah.
I've heard quite a few, like recently, parents putting their kids on that once they turn 1 or 2, throwing their name and getting them a card. So once they get 18, they're up here instead of starting from 490.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, that's a hack to have your kids already come into adulthood, which, you know, they say 18 is adulthood. I think it's really like 25. You're 18, you're still young, you're still like a baby almost. But, you know, this is how the laws are. But when you come into being 18, you already come in the game with a 700 plus credit score. And now you can start building.
Yeah, that's great.
Accounts. Yeah.
Because I don't know many 18-year-olds with a 700.
Well, Freeze, I'm going to tell you like this. Where I come from, those things are not only taught, but what's actually being done is the exact opposite. My foster parents was getting credit cards in my name and running them up and messing up my name before I even turned 18.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know, you know, so a lot of parents do that with their kids. They'll get utility bills and different things in their name. Let them go negligent because it's not in their name, it's in the child's name. And I'll let the child deal with that when they get older. I ain't got to worry about that now. And they just do what they got to do to survive. You know, it's tough out here for some people, and it's only getting tougher. So I understand, you know, when people are in positions to, you know, you got to do what you got to do. Your back is against the wall. I've had more years on this earth where I've been poor and fucked up rather than having money in my pocket. Excuse my French, but I understand, but yeah, that's just the reality of it. So when you're a parent and you can actually put your kid on to positive history, that's just a game changer.
It sure is.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're sitting here in Las Vegas right now, and the big news is Donald Trump just got shot at his rally.
Yeah, I just seen that. That's crazy.
That is just insane.
That's crazy.
Like,
just
any thoughts?
You know, like, anybody could get hit, but we knew that already. You know, we seen what they did to John F. Kennedy. You can see that video.
And his brother.
And his brother, it's like, yeah, it gets crazy. But even the president, the leader of the nation, inside your own nation can get hit. So anybody else can get hit. And honestly, it just makes me think like, okay, I've been thinking about dual citizenship for a while. And I actually been watching a lot of videos. Man, I'm about to get out of this violent ass country, man. I ain't got
Where are you thinking of going? Any specific countries? Any good spots? Where are you thinking?
I'll be thinking about the UAE. Over in Dubai, over there, it looked like it's, you know, pretty cool over there as well. Great networking. If I just want to keep the cost of living down, but a great lifestyle, I've been looking at Thailand. Thailand a lot. It's a lot of Americans that have moved to Thailand. But it's a few places I want to travel to and stay there for like 2 to 3 weeks and just fill it out before I actually make that decision.
Oh yeah, you got to check it out and get the feel of it, see if it's for you.
I ain't gonna lie, my people saying they think the Trump shot was a publicity stunt or something. I don't know. Because, you know, on WWE, they blade. You know, you get hit, you didn't really get hit though, then they cut themselves and now they bleed and it look like you got hit. So I don't know, did Trump really get shot? They say
we'll have to see. We don't know, really. I mean, this is just like breaking news in the last
breaking news
15
while
minutes.
we're doing the interview.
Yeah. So we don't know for sure, but we're going to find out. And it's pretty crazy. Like, I think you probably weren't alive. I was alive. I was 2. Ronald Reagan did get shot. I don't think any president's been shot since then.
Yeah.
And he lived. So.
Yeah.
So I think Trump will live too. All right, let's get back to some credit repair. I want to ask you a question about, do you have any successes? Can you tell me about somebody that you helped, like, get a house or get a car or something really awesome that they were really trying to strive for, but they needed some help?
Yeah, just recently, one of my business partners, Demisha, shout out Misha, her younger brother needed credit repair. He was trying to get a vehicle. So I think he had like a 570, I want to say. He had a 570 credit score, FICO score. And he had a few negative items on there, but he did have positive items on there. But the negatives were outweighing the positive. So I started working on his credit. And I want to say in about 60 days, we was able to get all the negatives off of all 3 reports. Then our boy went and grabbed a scat pack so fast. Grabbed a scat. He FaceTimed me like, yo, man, thank you, McCoy. Thank you, McCoy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, what's that? He's like, yeah, I just grabbed the scat. I'm like, man, we got to do a testimonial video. So, yeah, I got that on my Instagram and stuff. But, yeah, that was recent. More than that, lately I've been helping people get access to funding. So we've helped about a dozen people, a little bit over a dozen people get access to funding. We've done a couple $1 million of funding this year already.
Are they starting businesses with the funding, or what are they doing with it?
That's not my business.
Oh no, right. but I mean, are they?
Yeah,
is that what the kind of? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of them are using it for business.
Right. So if someone wanted to start their own business and they needed funding, they could contact you and you could show them the way.
Yeah. So Millionaire McCoy on Instagram. It's spelled like Millionaire McCoy. I'm always on Instagram, so you can hit me there. But yeah, so if anybody needed funding, we got 2 options. We can either coach you and mentor you and show you how to do it on your own, which is a very cheaper option, or you can have us go ahead and do it for you, which is a little bit more expensive, but you don't have to pay anything up front. We don't get paid until you get the funding, and then you pay us on the back end.
Oh, wow. That's really good.
Yeah.
So if you guys need any business funding, please hit up McCoy. He's going to be a great option for you guys to take your business to the level that you really want it to go to. So speaking of, networking and business and stuff, I met you at Successes.
Yeah. Shout out Art.
Art, what's up, man? Just Be, everybody at Successes.
Yeah, shout out my boy Just Be under the hood.
Tell us about how important is community to you, man?
Oh, man. I mean, it's not just community, but just I think community is underneath the word environment. So environment, community is everything. It was everything for me in my journey. Even from as a kid, like leaving foster care, being able to live with my biological grandmother and my mother, who kind of just let me do whatever I wanted to do, run wild. I'm in gangs now. I'm in the streets now. I'm making all these bad decisions. And I left Chicago and moved to Atlanta to go to college. And I'm like very sure if I would not have left that environment and I would have stayed in that community, I would be dead or in jail. I know that sounds cliche, but I know for a fact I would either did a long bid by now or I would be off of earth by now. But same thing with entrepreneurship. I started off while I was in Atlanta. And Atlanta is a great city for entrepreneurship, especially for Black people. It's a strong Black presence for entrepreneurship in Atlanta, but everybody, not just Blacks, but everybody. But I was so comfortable there. All the bad habits that I had, all the partying, all the, things that I was into, that wasn't necessarily all negative all the time, but it wasn't the type of qualities and traits you want to have to get to a person who's making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year from business. To get to that level where I'm at now, I had to remove myself from that environment, and I moved to San Diego and got around a bunch of entrepreneurs, a bunch of Navy, military-minded people who was just on a different type of mission in life. And that community really helps me go from being an entrepreneur who's good at sales and good at hustling and good at, meeting my bottom lines, to now I'm good at leading and leadership and creating systems, creating teams, casting visions, different things that I feel like is necessary for an entrepreneur to really get to that next level. Not just being able to make enough as a business owner to pay your bills, but to actually get to a position where you got assets and overflow. So community, environment is everything. I say all the time, if you put a shark in a fish tank, the shark only gonna grow to 2 or 3 feet at the most.
Yeah.
Put the shark in the ocean, 12 feet, 15 feet, 20-foot sharks, so your environment is everything. You can have the knowledge, you can have the hustle, you can have the great product, but if you got it in the wrong environment, it's not going to do too much. You could be the right seed, but in the wrong soil, the wrong community, you're not going to grow. So community and environment is everything.
No, I feel you on that because I grew up in a small town and there's no money there. And
Where
so
you from?
I'm from a small town in Utah, just across the border here in Nevada. It's called Laverkin, Utah. It's next to St. George, Utah, if you've heard of that.
St. George. I drove through St. George.
Right by Zion National Park. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So speaking of Atlanta and college, where'd you go to college at?
Morehouse.
Morehouse.
College.
Tell us about Morehouse, man.
Man,
How was it going to HBCU?
I didn't know it was an all-male school until the first day of class. I swear to God, I did not know. I visited the college.
Yeah.
Because Spelman is like right across the street, which is an all-female school. It was a lot of women on campus. So when I'm going to register, it's not like I'm showing up to the class or I'm like looking through the dorm rooms to tell. I'm just walking through the college and I see everything looks normal. So I'm thinking this is a good college, but it was a great college. But it was an all-male
That was a surprise,
school.
huh?
That was definitely shocking. But man, it was so expensive. And I just know so many people that graduated that, you know, they live in check to check.
Sure.
Some of them are doing it and they are happy because it's their passion. They got a job that's their passion. And even though it's not fulfilling them fully financially, it's fulfilling them internally because they're doing what they love. And I think if you got that, you're a winner. You know, I'm for that if you got to go to college route for that. But a lot of us realize, man, like we need, money isn't everything, but it's right up there with oxygen. You got to have it. So a lot of people end up graduating, getting into tens of thousands in debt, and then they Uber drivers or they're bartenders, stuff like that. So I'm like, I got a love-hate relationship with the whole college thing, but
sure.
I wouldn't take back the experiences I've had at Morehouse or the people I met. Some of my best friends still to this day.
Yeah.
I met at that school. So yeah, Morehouse, I love it. It was a great experience.
I feel the same way about college, man. I went to college, a small college, and I don't think it really helped me like financially, but I still have friends to this day, and I also was on the radio there. It was great. It was a great experience,
I can
man.
see you being on the radio.
Oh, yeah. I had the #1 hip-hop show in town.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it was dope. It was fun. All right, what's your philosophy on manifestation and speaking things into existence? I've heard you talk about that before, but can you kind of let people know how you feel about that?
Man, I look at your words are like your world. The things that you speak, the things that you think about all the time, this is how you shape your world. So for me, I told you, I was in the streets. Even though I was in college, I was getting in trouble a lot. I got arrested on campus in front of everybody. I was trying to hustle, but I couldn't have been too good at it if I wasn't getting rich. And I was studying getting caught by the law. So during one of those stints, when I had to sit down, I got my hands on a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Oh, yeah.
By Robert Kiyosaki. That was the first seed while I'm reading. I'm like, oh, people who really make money, they don't trade their time for money. Okay. I got to look into ways of making money without trading my time for money. Even though I didn't act on it right then and there, that was the first seed. But the second seed that really did it for me and made me start changing the way I think, start changing the way I present myself, start changing the people who I wanted around me. It was a documentary called The Secret.
Oh, yeah.
With Bob Proctor, R.I.P. Bob Proctor. And he was the first person I ever heard talk about laws of attraction.
Me too.
First person I ever heard talk about it. And even though I didn't understand it, he said something in the documentary along the lines of, you don't have to understand it. You don't understand how a microwave works, but I know if I put my food in it, it'll cook the food. And I also know that if we put a man in a microwave, it'll cook the man. We don't have to understand how it works, but we know the laws that come with it, right? So I just started believing, you become what you think about the most. Laws of attraction. And then when you even bring it to the Bible and you go to the wisest king that's ever ruled, and I believe the richest king that's ever ruled as well too, King Solomon, he has a quote that says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And all that basically means is whatever you think about the most comes to you, whether you want it to or not. So Yeah, manifestation is big. I'm the type, like if you came upstairs in my condo, you're not going to see my past too much. Like I got one painting with Gucci Man and all that, but you're going to more so see my future and where I'm going. So you're going to see the cars, you're going to see the jet, you're going to see the luxury home in La Jolla, California. You're going to see my top 10 goals for the year of 2024. You're going to see all these different poster boards that got these notes on it about God, goals or distractions, and these different ideology that just keeps me focused and keeps me locked in and keep me in that creative manifestation mindset. And that's the frequency that I try to operate on every day. That's how I get, all the blessings that I've been able to get, that in God's grace.
I'm going to tell you something about the secret that actually came true for me.
What's that?
So in 2006, here in Las Vegas, there was a recording studio called One Vibe. Shout out to D1. I just saw him at Successes a couple weeks back. So this guy D1, he had a recording studio, and I was an intern there. He told us, we're going to make, first of all, we're going to watch, I want you to read The Secret. He made us read it. And I had no idea. I'd never heard of it, didn't know anything about it. And I don't think the video was out yet. It was just the book. So we read the book, and then he had us make a folder, and he had us put, it was like a vision board. He had us put different things, and we had to cut them out of magazines. We didn't have like anywhere to get, so we cut them all out of magazines. On there, I put, and I did this because I wanted to have my own recording studio, but the only recording studio it was in the source actually, I cut it out of, it was Juvenile's tour bus, okay? So I put that on there, and I put some other things. That thing I was mainly focused on, but I wasn't focused on the tour bus necessarily. I was focused on the recording studio. I never opened my own recording studio. However, I did tour on a tour bus on the road for 10 years as a tour manager. So I did make that happen, and The Secret actually works.
Yeah.
So I can attest to it.
Subconscious mind is crazy.
Yeah, I can attest to it.
A lot of people don't even realize they have that power. Every human has that power. But I feel like the world, especially in America, is just so full of distractions. People want to know about the rapper that got this concert. People want to know about this athlete that scored so many points. People want to know about things that don't have anything to do with their life.
Right,
or
with you.
Anything to do with helping them get to the next level, feeding their parents, feeding their kids. But people are just fantasized with that, and then they put so little thought and effort into what can evolve them to the next level that most people end up staying stagnant. And I don't judge shit. I realize
No, not at all.
I had 25, 26, 27 years where I didn't even know any of that stuff existed. And
I think a lot of that information is also kind of suppressed as well.
Yeah.
They don't want, and when I say they, the powers that be, they don't want us getting too far ahead.
Absolutely not. But now, because of the internet, the information is there. But you gotta understand, the distractions are even stronger than ever now.
You could scroll through Instagram for 20 hours a day if you wanted.
Nah, listen, I know people who do that. I know people who live their whole life on social media and ain't making not a dollar off of it. But like I said, we don't judge, it just is what it is.
So you say you went from Atlanta to San Diego?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how was San Diego? What'd you get into over there?
San Diego, beautiful. Beautiful place. The most beautiful place I ever lived at in America, for sure. Definitely expensive.
What part of San Diego were you in?
I was downtown.
Downtown.
So I had a condo like right across the street from Petco Park.
Oh, dope.
3-bedroom, high rise, beautiful. The most beautiful place. Like this place in Vegas, where we're at now, where I live at, is beautiful. I love it, grateful for it, but that place in San Diego, we're overlooking the Padres Stadium.
Well, also 70 degrees almost year round.
Right.
Just the ocean,
weather. The people are super friendly. San Diego is just a whole different world.
I love San Diego.
Yeah, I do too, for sure.
And so La Jolla is where you want to end up? Or one of the places?
If I end up staying
if you stay,
in the States, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I love La Jolla. La Jolla Cove. I just love La Jolla. It's a cool place, man.
They got the Razor House, where they shot the Iron Man movies.
Oh, okay.
That's what's
I
on my
thought that was in
wall.
Malibu. That's in San Diego.
That's in La Jolla.
La Jolla. Oh, La Jolla. Okay.
Yeah, Swiss Beats and Alicia Keys live there now. So by the
Oh,
time
no
I'm ready
way.
to get in there, they should be ready to move
They'll be out.
Yeah.
Nice.
They holding it down, keeping it warm for me real quick.
Yeah.
I'll be there soon.
Yeah, because they've got other places they can go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty.
So, Swiss, if you're hearing this, McCoy wants your spot. Holler at him. So, after San Diego, did you come to Vegas or what?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what made you come here?
Man, once Trump got out of office, things just got too expensive. Things started getting more expensive. And then that business that I was in with the Forex and the crypto and what I was doing over there, it started to decline as far as the income that was coming from it. So around right when I moved to Vegas, that's when I started to really, even though I was dealing with credit back in 2016, 2017, and I fixed other people's credit through that company, I still had bad credit myself. And I didn't know how to fix credit. I just knew how to refer people to a company that did know how to fix credit. So when I moved to Vegas, that's when I started paying for like courses and mentorships and all this stuff to really learn how to fix credit myself. And yeah, I did that like first couple of months of me moving to Vegas.
When did you get here?
This was 2021.
21. Okay.
Yeah.
And
2021.
what do you think so far?
I like Vegas. I like Vegas a lot. Of course, the heat, it gets crazy. But outside of that, you know, I live right here off the strip. And I can go to the madness and be around the parties and all of that. I can go to entrepreneurship events and be around some, you know, business-minded individuals. I can stay in my condo here to myself, and I really like living here. You know, it's a good vibe. It's always something to do. I'm loving Vegas, and Vegas been showing me a lot of love. So
I love Las
I'm gonna be here
Vegas.
for a minute.
Yeah, same here. And I might move out of the country too, man.
Yeah.
It's getting a little bit crazy, you know. It's getting a little bit crazy, but I know you mentioned Rich Dad Poor Dad and The Secret.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any books that you would recommend for someone wanting to get in the same kind of field as you?
Yeah, definitely tap into my free ebook, How to Gain and Maintain a 700 plus credit score. Or the one, I got two of them because we kind of redid it and made it even better. So how anybody can get a 700 plus credit score. So a person can go to my Instagram and DM me the word ebook, and I'll just send them a free copy of my ebook and actually break that down on how you can fix your own credit, and you can use those same principles to fix somebody else's credit, and you can start your own credit repair business.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's dope. How about books that you really love? Like, can you give us a few?
Yeah, my favorite book is The Gucci Man Guide to Greatness.
Okay.
It's my favorite book because it speaks a language that internally my DNA resonates with it. The way I was brought up, the things that's already instilled in me that's probably not going to change. He just talks in a way where I understand it. But he's talking from a higher level, a higher frequency Gucci Man. This isn't the Gucci Man that was talking about selling drugs and popping pills and stuff. This is the Gucci Man who got out of prison, rehabilitated, changed his image around, got sober, got focused, got his body together, started a family, found the woman, did all these positive things and became who he is today. And in that book, he talks a lot. It's like a Gucci Man personal development book.
Okay.
Literally, a lot of people don't know about it. Like, it's so slept on, but that book is really, really
I've
good.
seen the book, but I honestly was thinking, you know, it's so icy Gucci,
No,
you know?
man.
But so you're saying he's elevated, as everyone should. That's awesome.
And I feel like I have too, you know? I feel like our lives kind of been parallel a little bit. When he was wilding and doing all the crazy stuff and going to jail and having to sit down for a couple months here, get back out, do it again, I was going through all those same cycles.
Okay.
And around the time where he started to just elevate and just change, and he got this respect, and you know him from that. He don't really have to prove himself in that lane no more, and now he's doing this, where he's on this frequency, this higher frequency. I felt like I started to do the same thing around the same time. So yeah, that book, I'm telling you, a person read that first paragraph, you're not gonna want to put it down.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
That sounds like a winner right there. I need to check that out. You guys should out there too. Check out, what's the name of it again?
The Gucci Man Guide to Greatness.
Gucci Man Guide to Greatness. Okay.
Yes,
definitely check that out. Any others? Off the top?
Another good book I like is Atomic Habits. I'm actually reading that right now. That's been good. Acts and It Is Given by Esther, I want to say Esther Dean. I think the last name is Esther Hicks. Esther Hicks.
Esther Dean was the video vixen back in the day.
Shout out to Esther Dean. But no, Esther Hicks. That's a real good book about manifestation and really meditating and being able to find and pull things out of
Wait, is she Abraham Hicks's wife?
Abraham Hicks, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And Esther Hicks. Yeah.
Right on. Okay.
So it's by both of them.
Oh, it's by both of them.
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
That's a book I try to read like once a year. If I had to give you another book,
yeah, one more. If you
I
got
would
one.
say The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success.
Okay.
Small book, quick book, but it's a lot of good gems in there. Oh, and the 4 Agreements.
Oh, the 4 Agreements, yeah.
That was one that really helped me out a lot because I was the type, I'm from Chicago, so we don't really tolerate anything that we think might be disrespectful or you rubbing us the wrong way or anything like that. But that book really calmed my ego down a lot and made me not take things so personal. It also made me not ride myself so much and just be like, okay, as long as I know I did my best, that's all I can do. All I can control is my attitude and my activity. I'm just going to do my best. So it's a lot of good gems in the 4 Agreements too.
Be impeccable with your word.
Be impeccable with your word. I think I always had that though. I was never
I just that resonated with me myself. I love that part.
Yeah.
I can't remember the other 3, but that one is always on my mind.
Yeah. Be impeccable with your word. Do your best. There's 2 more.
Yeah, I can't remember them either. So I read about your volunteer work with Inglewood Barbie on the south side of Chicago. How rewarding was that? And can you explain your vision on putting mega shelters around the world?
Man, shout out to Inglewood Barbie. That's crazy. But yeah, that's always been one of my goals that I talk about, that I say once I get to a certain level of wealth, that I'm going to put these mega shelters where...
What is that, by the way?
So I think a mega shelter is anywhere that house a person, feed a person, clothe a person, but also rehabilitate a person so they can go back into society as a functioning citizen of society, so they don't have to be back in that situation again. So I feel like, having these shelters where not only food, shelter, and clothing is provided, but also a curriculum is created to help teach people how to operate into society, how to be a respectable citizen here in any major city in America, and then also teaching them different trades, different business ideas, credit, taxes, different things of that nature, so they can actually go back into the workforce, or so they can have the resources and the tools to actually start a business. Some people might not be business-minded, they might need to work a job, but some people got the potential to be something great. They just don't have the information on how to do it. And you will be surprised on how many functioning, well-rounded individuals, people who are in their right mind, that are in shelters or in homeless situations where they don't have a place to stay. So that's what the mega shelters is all about, being able to help people just rehabilitate their lives and being able to give them the best shot at getting back into society as a functioning human.
So basically giving them everything they need just on a level and then leveling them up.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
I believe in you, and I know that that's going to happen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
Yes, sir.
Once you do the first mega shelter, I'm going to be right there, and we're going to do another interview, and we're going to talk about this moment and how you came from here. That's going to be amazing, man. I can't wait to see it.
That's what it is.
How rewarding is doing that, kind of work, by the way?
Man, it's definitely very rewarding. I would say almost to the point where it's like selfish how good it makes a person feel. Like, yes, I know I'm helping this person get a hot meal, or I'm helping this person day be better, but selfishly it's helping me too. You know, it definitely makes me feel like, damn, I come from a situation where I remember, you know, living in low income apartments and having to shop at grocery stores where the quality of the food wasn't the best, and having to stretch dollars to pay bills, and having to figure out, okay, is the gas going to get cut off this month, or the electric bill is going to get cut off? I remember all of that. I'm not too far from it, but yeah, being able to actually help other people who might be in those type of situations, or maybe even worse, it just feels so good, because, you know, I just want to be an example that you can be down here at the bottom and you can figure out how to get to the top and still have the same type of morality and the mindset of a person who's going to reach back down and pull others up.
That's what we
now
should
it's
be
like
doing.
a chain reaction. Now other people are getting out of their situation. They get into the top, but they're not just running off into the sunset. They're reaching back down and pulling others up too. So that's my goal.
I love that, man.
When I'm doing stuff like that.
I love that.
That's why I record. Like, I don't record everything, but I try to record certain things.
Sure.
I know some people be on the internet like, if you really care about feeding the people, why you got to record it? It's my social media. If I want to record it, I'm going to record it.
Well, not only that, you need to set an example for other people, because if they don't see you pulling someone else up, how can they even know that they can?
I was watching other people do it at first, and that's what got the idea to me. Like, damn, okay. They don't even have a whole lot. They're not a rich person. They're not a millionaire. They're not even making 6 figures a year. But they still was able to take $200 and go get a bunch of water bottles, a bunch of pizzas, or whatever the case may be, and go out and feed and help. Or, you know, watching Inglewood Barbie, for example, she's not the richest person in the world, but she's using her network, her influence, her resources, and the money she's able to get through donations and through her own personal pocket to do so much to help so many people. And it's just like, if you don't get motivated by seeing stuff like that, like, are you blind? Are you heartless? Like, how could you not want
Maybe heartless.
How could you not want to, you know, help out the next man when somebody's helped you in your life before?
Yeah.
You know, so that's how I look at it.
I can't wait to see your progress, man. I'm excited.
Appreciate it.
So being from Chicago, are you a Bears fan?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Wow. Yes, okay. And a Sox fan, I see.
And a Sox fan.
Okay. I mean, you're South Side, so I already knew. So Chicago Bears, favorite player
of all time?
Yes.
Man, favorite Bear of all time?
Mine's Walter.
I was gonna say Walter Payton too,
Hands down.
For sure, Walter Payton. I wasn't alive to like really see it live, but I watched a lot of his games and stuff on YouTube. And just the respect that he has decades later is just legendary. So when you think of Chicago Bears, him, Coach D.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Refrigerator Perry.
Oh, yeah.
Brian Urlacher. You think of those names.
Absolutely.
You know, so,
as a little kid, I grew up in Utah. We didn't have a team. So I gravitated to the first team I started watching was the Bears. I'm still a Bears fan. And, man, watching Walter was just the best. I used to it give you like butterflies just to see him run, man.
Sweetness.
Yeah, sweetness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. I loved that.
For sure.
You're a vegan.
I am, yeah.
How long have you been vegan and what made you go that route?
What it is, the middle of July now. So October will be 3 years.
Okay.
I haven't had not one cheat day when it came to eating meat. There's been some days where, you know, I'm at a particular location, there's nothing else to eat but something that got real cheese on it.
Sure.
So
I got you.
I had those type of days where it's like I might slip a little bit, but real meat like chicken, burger, steak, lobster, salmon, the things I used to eat on a daily, I haven't had none of that in almost 3 years. And it really just came from this documentary on Netflix, honestly.
Which one?
What the Health.
Oh, What the Health, yeah.
What the Health. You watch What the Health, it's gonna have you thinking, what the health? So, yeah, man, that did it for me. Once I seen that, I'm like, oh, I'm trying to see 90 years on
Yeah.
Earth. So whatever I got to
Absolutely.
do to make it happen. So, you know, we decided to cut the meat out.
This year in December will be my 16th year of being vegan.
Congratulations
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
That's great.
And there was a documentary that helped me keep going. It didn't shoot me into it, but
Yeah.
mine was called Earthlings.
Okay.
You only want to watch this if you're ready to go vegan because, man, it's some brutal shit. It's going to make you cry. Unless you're a heartless piece of shit, then it won't. But if you like animals even a little bit, I'm not telling you to watch it.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to go
vegan
vegan
already,
no,
so
not you,
I'll check it out.
You don't have to watch the whole thing. If you want to just turn it off in the first 3 minutes, no worries.
It's real like that.
Yeah, it's gonna tug on your heart.
All right, I'm definitely gonna check it out.
All right, can you give us 5 or so albums or songs that you'd want to hear if you were on a desert island? You couldn't have anything else.
You say songs?
5 albums or songs. Whichever.
Songs?
If you can think of albums.
I'll give you albums.
Okay, for sure.
I'll give you albums for sure. You know, I'm a music junkie, so
Okay.
5 albums. So
Yeah.
this is like my top 5 albums.
If you need to do more, that's fine, but 5 at least.
I like a lot of gangster music for you, so
That's fine.
I'm gonna go with
no judgment, man. Shit.
I'm gonna give some ones that's like that I really do like, but more commercially known. So I'm gonna give you Get Rich or Die Trying.
Okay,
50. Gotta go with Get Rich or Die Trying. Probably one of the greatest rap albums of my generation for sure. Like the 2000s and beyond. I'm gonna give you Thug Motivation 101.
Okay.
Young Jeezy.
Oh yeah.
Gotta go Thug
That's a good
Motivation
one.
101. I'm gonna give you also Future Pluto album. His first studio album. I rock with Pluto heavy. I'm a huge Future fan. So I'm gonna give you that. I know this ain't technically an album. It's a mixtape, but I treat it like an album.
Yeah.
But Gucci Mane, Trap God.
Okay.
The Trap God mixtape. Trap God 1 and 2. I'll put that like as one. Just listen to them back to back. I can just do that all day. And then for the 5th album, it can't be all just tough stuff. You know, we gotta have something for the ladies. So I'm gonna go Pretty Ricky Blue Stars.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm gonna go Pretty Ricky Blue Stars for sure.
Yeah, man.
I want to throw my boy Kels in there, but you know, Kels have to get knocked out the top 5.
Yeah, I know.
He got a lot going on.
So, what about Chicago rappers? Who are some of your favorites?
Chicago rappers. You know, I'm into the whole like, you know, drill scene. I'm into it a little bit. So I like the Chief Keefs and the Lil Durks. Kanye's the GOAT.
Have you heard the new Common and Pete Rock? It just came out like 2 days ago.
I haven't.
It's really good.
I'm
soulful.
a huge Common fan, to be honest.
Yeah.
I like the album, the B album.
Oh yeah, B was good.
I used to listen to B. It was. I remember it was like only like 12 songs on there, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. I used to listen to that a lot, but I'm not the hugest Common fan in the world. I like Twista, the old Twista stuff.
Absolutely.
And then we're gonna talk about Chicago Ghost. You know, taking out what he did personally that caused his fall from grace, but musically, you can't take nothing away from Robert Kelly, man.
Musically, you cannot.
Can't take nothing away from Robert Kelly.
You're right.
He really got it on lock. Well, he had it on lock. Now he's literally on lock.
So is there anything that we didn't talk about or any upcoming projects that you want to mention?
Yeah, so I just launched my mentorship, the Give Yourself More Credit mentorship. And in that mentorship, I'm teaching people how to get their credit up, how to get their money up, and really scale their cash flow, increase their cash flow. So in that mentorship, I'm teaching you how to get negative items removed off of anybody's credit report. So if you got evictions, charge-offs, repossessions, collections, late payments, negligent student loans, bankruptcies, foreclosures, child support, anything negative that's on the credit report, I'll show you how to get it off. I got a few different tactics and methods and hacks to be able to remove those. Then after that, we talk about building the credit. So I give you about 20 plus different primary accounts that you can add to your credit report. That's not going to give you a hard inquiry, no credit check, instant approval. And it looks sexy
That's
on the
big
credit
time.
report. So just by adding, I give you a list of like 20, 30 of them, just by adding like 5 or 6 of them, 700 plus credit score if you ain't got no negatives.
That's
So
big
I
time.
teach you how to build your credit. I teach you resources, where to find authorized user trade lines and all of this stuff to build the credit profile. But then I also go into how to turn all of that into a business. So how to start a credit repair business and the systems, the automations, and the delegations. So with the credit repair business I have now, we're servicing hundreds of people, and it's a lot of work that needs to be done, but I probably only do 10% out of 100% of all the work. And I'm able to delegate everything. And my employees only pay like $4 to $5 an hour. So I show you how to find these employees who are very knowledgeable in credit repair and how to turn everything into a system, but also how to launch the business. Start off with a pre-launch. You don't just pop out the blue and say, hey, I fixed credit now. I show you how to turn everything into a story where people can see the journey, and then it turns into now strangers are reaching out to you, asking you for the services. So I'll show you everything with that. Then in the mentorship, in the second week, we go into how to structure and create an LLC and put all the bells and whistles to make that brand new LLC credible and fundable, so eventually it can get business funding. And you can do that within the first couple of weeks of having that LLC.
Wow.
Even though it hasn't filed taxes, even though it hasn't made any money yet, I show you how to get business credit cards, business loans, and business lines of credit with a brand new LLC. And then the next class right after that, we go into personal funding, how to get personal loans, the high limit personal credit cards, the best banks to go after, how to build relationships with the banks, different credit cards that give you reward points, all of this stuff with the personal side. And then we do the same exact thing with the business. Show you how to get the business lines of credit, the business loans, that cash funding, how to really get high limit approvals, $30,000 business loans, and be able to get 6 or 7 of them all in a week, 2-week time frame. So you can get anywhere between $50,000 to $250,000 in personal or business funding. And then last, I show you how to turn all of that into a business. So my bread and butter right now, and what got me making, some really good income, is my funding company. So I'm able to take somebody like yourself. Let's say you wanted to start a trucking company, or you wanted to get into Turo, or you wanted to get into Airbnb, or you wanted to get an apartment complex, whatever the case may be. I help you get access to the funding, and I charge a percentage on the back end.
Sure.
So we don't do anything less than 50K. And typically we can get a person between 50K to 250K on the personal side, and then another 50K to 250K on the business side. So let's
So
just say
100 to 5.
exactly 100 to 500,000 within a 90-day time frame.
That's incredible, man.
So we do that, and we charge a percentage on the back end. So they essentially are not paying anything out their own pocket. They get the funding, and then they can pay us the small fee that we charge. And I teach people how to do that. So I'll show you the contracts, I'll show you the VPNs to use, the application hacks, the times of the night where you want to do some of these applications, and what to put on there, and different little things to make sure you get the best approvals, the highest limits. I'll also share some of my banking relationships, my banking manager connects that I got. I share all of that in the mentorship to help you be able to go out there and service anybody from Alaska to Hawaii, to Rhode Island, to Texas, to La Jolla, California.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, that's all in the mentorship. And then I just teach other little hacks in that mentorship, like how to turn credit cards into cash, or how to be able to do something called manufacturer spend. I'll give this free gem
What
to
is
you
it
guys. It's called manufacturer spending.
Manufacturer spending.
So
Okay.
you got
Never
different
heard of
credit
it.
cards. Let's say the American Express Platinum card. They may tell you, hey, if you spend $8,000 in 6 months, we'll give you 120,000 membership points. Those points can be redeemed for cash value, which typically is like 1 cent a point. So that 120,000 points can be $1,200. Or you can use it towards travel, flights, stuff like that, hotels and stuff like that. So I got people in my mentorship where they literally get these cards, and it's like they're getting a free $1,200 every single time because they know how to make it look like they spent that $8,000, but they really didn't. So I might tell you, do something like this. Look, and this is exclusive. This is just because you're my guy, all right? So
Appreciate it.
This is one of my hacks. I got hacks for stats. So this is one of my hacks for stats. You can go to either Dick's Sporting Good or you can go to Kay's Jeweler.
Okay.
Let's say you go to Kay's Jeweler.
Okay.
Let's say you got a $20,000 Amex Gold card. 20 grand on that card. You spend $8,000 in 6 months, you're going to get this 120,000 points, right? Well, you don't have $8 grand to spend, so you don't like, damn, I'm not going to get that 120,000 points. Well, you can go into Kay's Jeweler with this credit card and your debit card, and you can actually buy something. Let's say it costs 20 grand for some earrings.
Okay.
You can buy these earrings. You're going to do $19,990 on the credit card, and then do $10 on the debit card. Do a split payment. What's special about Kay's Jewelers is that they have a 30-day refund policy. A lot of places do. But what's also special about Kay's Jeweler is when you go to refund it, they'll ask you, which card do you want the funds to go back to?
Wow.
A lot of places don't do that. So now you'll tell them, of course, send it all back to the debit. So the credit card company thinks you just spent $19,990. Even though the money's on the debit card.
Right.
And then you just make the payment and pay off your card. You
Straight
just
across.
manufacture spend. It looked like you spent that $8 grand, but you really didn't.
I've never heard of that.
You get those 120,000 points.
Yeah.
That's a free trip to wherever.
Or the 12.
The $1,200.
Yeah. Wow. I've never heard of that before.
I got plays for days, hacks
for stacks. Yeah. So how can people get, I know you mentioned earlier, can you tell how people can get a hold of you, please?
Yes, sir. So hit me up on IG at Millionaire McCoy. It's spelled like Millionaire McCoy. All right. And I'm very quick to respond on there. If I don't respond, somebody from my team will. And yeah, we'll connect enough.
Man, I appreciate this. This has been a great time. A lot of gems you dropped.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me on, man.
Appreciate it, man.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching out there. Like and subscribe if you like our content, and follow Millionaire McCoy. Peace.